Up to the sky, Christopher Daniels, Frankie Zay, collectively known as SoCal Uncensored or
SCU! This is Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the worst podcast I've ever been on. Word.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Catch, Hook, and Shoot, the best podcast you never heard of. My name's Tom. I am your host. Today is Sunday, May 9th, 2021. Show's coming out a little bit later than usual today. I had kind of a busy weekend, some family stuff, a couple of birthdays. Want to give a special shout out and happy birthday to my cousin Vince, whose birthday was May the 5th, and also to my son Matthew, who is 19 years old today. So happy birthday to both of you guys. And I want to thank everybody for watching, listening, and subscribing on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Make sure to check out the website catchhookshoot.com. You can find anything and everything related to the show there, all the podcasts, videos, interviews, the shop with all the t-shirts and hats and all that kind of good stuff. Make sure you're following on social media at CatchHookShoot on all platforms, and to patreon.com/CatchHookShoot for bonus content. Make sure you subscribe to twitch.tv/CatchHookShoot, where we do watch parties every now and then. Haven't done one in a little while, but I think I'm going to be doing one in the next week or two. I just got to figure out what movie we're going to be watching, but I will be posting on social media once all that is figured out. Head to prowrestlingtees.com/CatchHookShoot for your t-shirt needs, and you can find all that and much more at our Linktree, which is linktree/CatchHookShoot, or scan this little QR code right here in the corner of your screen if you're watching on YouTube. And if you ever want to shoot me an email, it's catchhookshoot@gmail.com. So we got a lot of stuff going on this week, so let's dive right in and kick everything off with the match of the week. So this week's match of the week I don't think is going to come as a big surprise to anybody. It is the Blood and Guts match from AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, these guys, they got it right. You know, the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle was the old school War Games type cage, 2 rings, 1 cage with the top on it. I do really like the way that AEW works their cage matches, the cage in particular. AEW's only had 2 cage matches. This was only the second one. The first one was Wardlow's debut against Cody Rhodes. And but the cages that they use, they go all the way to the floor. They don't just sit on the apron of the ring. And, you know, it makes for some interesting spots. Like we saw both Santana and Ortiz take a bump on the ring apron and end up falling in between the cage and the ring, you know, and stuff like that. And now one thing I did pick up on right away, though, with this cage was how solid and reinforced the top of the cage looked. And when I saw that, I you know, immediately knew somebody's going to end up on top of that cage. It just looks too perfect as far as you know, for someone to be able to walk on it and, you know, wrestle up there and that kind of stuff. So and they did not disappoint. Jericho and MJF ended up on top of the cage, and the big thing that everybody was complaining about was the end of the match, not the ending, not the finish of the match, because the finish was you know, MJF threatening to toss Jericho off the top of the cage onto the stage. And, you know, if the Inner Circle didn't surrender, which Sammy Guevara did, very reminiscent of the War Games match between the NWO and the Four Horsemen, when Kurt Hennig turned on the Horsemen, and they were threatening to smash Ric Flair's head in the door of the cage if the Horsemen didn't surrender, which they did. And then, of course, they went ahead and smashed Ric Flair's head anyway. And same thing here. MJF threatening to throw Jericho off the top of the cage. Sammy Guevara surrenders, and MJF threw him off the top of the cage anyway. And you know, that's the part that people were complaining about. Not that he got thrown off the cage, not that Guevara surrendered or anything like that. It was when Jericho fell off the cage, he landed on the stage, and from the camera angle, it was very apparent that he landed on a crash pad. Could it have been done better? Yes. But I mean, it is what it is, you know, and I don't know, people just complaining because Did they expect to see him fall on the steel grating on the stage and have his head explode when he hit the steel or what? I'm not sure what people exactly wanted, But could the camera angle have been better to make it look better? Yes, it could have. But it is what it is. Deal with it. I know me personally, and this is complete hindsight. It's not saying that I could have done it better or anybody else could have done it better. But, I know how I personally would avoid something like that in the future. But we'll see what AEW does with it, because I'm hoping this is not the last Blood and Guts match we're going to see, because this was very, very good. It was very reminiscent of the old school War Games matches that we used to see in the NWA and in WCW. So hopefully there will be more Blood and Guts matches going forward from AEW. I honestly can't believe they did this on TV and not on a pay-per-view. But yeah, this is definitely the match of the week. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Keep an open mind. Suspend your disbelief a little bit as far as the ending goes, but just watch the match and tell me. I defy anybody to tell me this was not a great match. And if you do, then I'm sorry, you're biased somewhere along the way. But yeah, so this week's match of the week: Blood and Guts from AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. So let's keep rolling right along into our next segment, which is my top 3 highlights of the week, and that is called 3 Count. Number 1 on the 3 Count from Monday Night Raw, Alexa Bliss and Alexa's Playground. Yeah, you guys know by now, anytime Alexa is on Raw with the Playground, she's going to be on the 3 Count for the week. But yeah, it seems like we're getting closer to finding out what Lily is all about. She's saying now that Lily has her eye on someone. And there were a couple of spots during Raw where Lily was spotted in the background. One of them was the backstage segment with I believe it was Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce. So could Sonya Deville be the person that Lily has her eye on that Alexa was talking about? And she was also spotted in the background of the segment with Angel Garza and Drew Gulak. So I'm not sure what that might be about. Maybe Angel Garza, he's supposed to be like the ladies' man, giving everybody roses and that kind of thing. So maybe Lily has her eye on Angel Garza for some reason. Who knows? But I'm very curious to see where this is going. So, like I said, and I'm speculating as far as what form Lily is actually going to take once once this does progress. Is it an alter ego of Alexa Bliss? Is it a completely different person portraying the living embodiment of Lily? Possibly, Alexa's old friend Nikki Cross, possibly somebody else, maybe somebody that's coming in from NXT. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Number 2 on the 3 Count, Bryan Danielson. Apparently, at least for the moment, is done with WWE. His contract has expired. So that loser leaves, or not loser leaves town match, but the match that Bryan lost to Roman Reigns last week on SmackDown was legit. Was his last match on SmackDown, at least, like I said, for the time being, because his contract is up, which of course is leading to all kinds of speculation as to where are we going to see him next. Could he be going to AEW? Could he be going to Impact or New Japan, or who knows? Me personally, I would love to see him go back to Ring of Honor, but I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on in the show. And number 3 on the 3 Count, Andrade has shown back up in the pro wrestling world. Now he is apparently with AAA. Made an appearance on their most recent event and challenged Kenny Omega for the AAA Mega Championship for Triple Mania coming up this summer, as well as another individual who popped up on AAA's event was Deonna Purrazzo and laid down a challenge to Fabi Apache, who had just won the Reina de Reinas title, which was vacated just recently. So and Fabi Apache accepted. So a Triple Mania is going to be title versus title. Deonna Purrazzo, the Impact Knockouts champion, versus Fabi Apache, the AAA Women's champion. So yeah, that forbidden door just keeps opening more and more and more and more and more. So yeah, I cannot wait to see these two matches when they take place. So let's get into some news and rumors and results for the week, starting off with Monday Night Raw. Yeah, Monday Night Raw started off with a coin toss by Adam Pearce to see who was going to fight Bobby Lashley, either Drew McIntyre or Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman won that one. I'm not 100% sure what the point of the coin toss was. Why not just say, why not just Adam Pearce is supposed to be the executive, just say, hey, you're fighting Lashley tonight, and that be that. But whatever. Omos and AJ Styles retained the Raw Tag Team titles against the New Day in kind of a repeat of what we saw at WrestleMania, with Omos just kind of dominating the New Day throughout the match. And then we had a vignette that is touting the return of Eva Marie, which of course set the internet wrestling community ablaze with just all of the hatred spewed out towards Eva. And was Eva the best women's wrestler when she was in WWE? No. Did she improve in her time there? Yeah, she did. Look at when she first started and look at when she left. There was improvement. As she wasn't, she wasn't Carl Gotch or anything like that, but you could tell she had worked at least. And I'm willing to give her a chance. She's been away from the ring for 5 years or whatever it might be. Hopefully she's been training at that time. Physically, she's in amazing shape. If you follow her on social media at all, follow her like workouts and stuff like that. She's in phenomenal shape. So I'm hoping, she's been working on her ring skills while she's been away from WWE as well. But I know a lot of people had an issue with the timing of this because of all the releases that we just had from WWE, especially from the women's division, with like the likes of the Iconics and Mickie James being released, and then they bring in Eva Marie. But I'm gonna take the stance that I always do. Just wait. Stop with the knee-jerk reactions. Give it a minute and find out what it's all about. But so it is what it is. Then Sonya Deville added Charlotte to the Raw Women's Championship match at Backlash. So it's going to be Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and Asuka for the Raw Women's title. This alliance, or at least it appears to be an alliance with Charlotte and Sonya. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm wondering where it's going. It's got me very curious. Are we going to see Sonya Deville getting back in the ring, or is she just going to kind of be an advocate for Charlotte? Trying to skew things in her favor whenever Charlotte doesn't like the situation. So I'm not sure where it's going, but I want to find out. Then Sheamus had another attack on Humberto Carrillo in the backstage area. Of course, Humberto's been the one to answer Sheamus's open challenge the last couple of weeks. So it looks like they're trying to give Humberto a little bit of a push, at least, get him on TV in a little more prominent role. So I'm definitely okay with that. Humberto Carrillo, phenomenal in the ring. So, putting him in there with Sheamus, even if he's not winning the matches, but just showcasing him a little bit and letting him get, one up on Sheamus here and there like it has been. I'm definitely liking it. Damian Priest got a victory over John Morrison. Found out that Mansoor, who was on a 49-match winning streak on 205 Live, has moved up to Monday Night Raw, and he ended up challenging Sheamus in Sheamus's open challenge, which Mansoor was defeated by disqualification. But when Humberto Carrillo interfered in the match and went after Sheamus, so that's Mansoor's winning streak was broken at 49 straight victories. Lucha House Party got a win over Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Kind of an upset there, and then this is pretty much was the catalyst for Cedric just walking out on Shelton Benjamin. So apparently that tag team is done. So I'm guessing we're going to see a Cedric and Shelton rivalry coming up here over the next few weeks, which is great. They're an amazing tag team, but to see the two of them in the ring against each other, knowing what both of them can do in the ring, it's, if they will let those two guys just go out there and do their thing, my God, the matches these two could put on these two legitimately could put on a match of the year, without a doubt. I'm just hoping WWE will let them. RK Bro, Randy Orton, and Matt Riddle picked up another win, this time over Elias and Jackson Riker. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler retained the women's tag team titles against Lana and Naomi, and Lashley did defeat Braun Strowman in the main event that was made by the coin toss at the open of the show, and then Drew McIntyre came in and just went after both of them. So, this all, of course, building to WrestleMania Backlash, which is next week. Interesting note from Main Event. I don't talk about Main Event too much, but Jinder Mahal got a win over Jeff Hardy, and apparently now is aligned with Indus Sher, the tag team from NXT, who was at one point managed by Malcolm Bivens, but now apparently they are aligned with Jinder Mahal. Now I'm guessing they're probably going to be on Main Event for the foreseeable future, but that to me is a hell of a team there, those three guys. So wouldn't surprise me to see them on either Raw or SmackDown sooner rather than later. Moving on to some NXT news, Isaiah Swerve Scott picked up a win over Leon Ruff in a great street fight, or I think it might have been a Falls Count Anywhere match. I don't know. It was some type of no DQ match, and we got a look at Swerve's new entourage, as it were, with Ashanti the Adonis being one of the people in his entourage. Another one is, oh man, I didn't write down the guy's name, but his name is AJ something. He is the one who is on the WWE Lost Treasure show on A&E that goes around trying to buy the memorabilia from the fans who have it and stuff like that. He is also a part of Swerve's entourage, so it looks like Swerve's got himself a pretty good little team going on here. We saw a segment with Imperium talking to Walter on video chat, and Alexander Wolf kind of got up and walked out on their little meeting, so could be some dissension going on within Imperium. We'll have to see how that all plays out. Then we had a Karrion Kross promo in the ring, which of course was interrupted by several people, Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, and Finn Balor, which just ended up in a giant brawl. So all these guys wanting the NXT Championship. And then we saw Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory attack Karrion Kross in the aftermath of all of that, which probably not the best idea, but obviously Gargano probably wants that NXT title as well. Saray defeated Zeta Ramir, who Zeta Ramir is the one who picked up the victory over Toni Storm last week in a huge upset. So yeah, it looks like she might be getting a little bit of a push. I mean, she is new to NXT, or at least new to TV. So we'll have to see what's going to go on with her. Of course, this still building towards the Zoe Stark and Toni Storm rivalry. And then we saw another video for this Diamond Mine, whatever this is. Now, like I said, when the first vignette aired, the first thing that people thought about was Tessa Blanchard because of the whole diamond thing, but it's not Tessa Blanchard. I'm 99% sure it is not Tessa Blanchard. But it looks to be some type of MMA based thing. I don't know if it's going to be a faction or if it's going to be an individual person, but WWE really playing this up and really playing it close to the vest, because there's no kind of rumors or anything out there as to what this Diamond Mine is all about. Then on the heels of that Zeta Ramir and Saray match, we saw a confrontation backstage between Toni Storm and Zoe Stark. So like I said, just more building that rivalry more. Zoe Stark has really made an impression since she started, and she was one that was just signed to be part of the Women's Dusty Classic, along with Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan, who really haven't been on TV all that much since then, which is kind of disappointing to me. But Zoe Stark has just been amazing since they signed her, so hopefully they're going to continue to push her a little bit. Legado del Fantasma laid out a challenge to MSK for the tag team championships, and then we saw Kushida pop up on the big screen and actually challenge where am I here? We saw Kushida pop up and actually challenge Santos Escobar for the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, Kushida, of course, is the champion, so it's a little unusual for the champion to be laying down the challenge, but that match is going to take place this coming weekend. It's going to be 2 out of 3 falls, so that should be a hell of a match between those two guys. Then we saw an interview between Mercedes Martinez and Raquel Gonzalez. Of course, they've got a match coming up for the NXT Women's Championship, and I like the way that they're building this rivalry with the two of them, because these are just two badass women who want to beat the hell out of each other, and that's all the story you need for these two. So I can't wait to see the match. We saw some more stuff with Cameron Grimes and Ted DiBiase. I have no idea where this is going, but I'm loving the little segments and vignettes that they're doing with DiBiase and Grimes. DiBiase kind of, one-upping Grimes every time. This time was buying out the whole VIP room of a club instead of, whereas Grimes had just reserved a booth. So I'm liking the Grimes and DiBiase stuff. And we have new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell defeated Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart to win the championships. So, these titles have only been around for a few weeks, and we've already had 3 champions. So I don't know how I feel about the quick title changes like that, but this match with these two teams in the main event of NXT was spectacular. I mean, this was a contender for match of the week. So if you haven't seen it, go back and check that one out as well. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell against Ember and Shotzi. NXT UK, Ilya Dragunov got a win over Dave Mastiff, believe it or not, by referee stoppage. Dragunov hit Mastiff, I believe it was with a kick. And you could tell immediately that Mastiff's nose was broken. He was pouring blood, and the referee stopped the match. So little bit disturbing. I'm not thinking that's how the match was laid out and supposed to go, but that's how it went. Then we had another edition of the Supernova Sessions with Noam Dar, and this time his guest was Nathan Fraser, formerly known as Ben Carter. And Noam Dar actually challenged Nathan Fraser to a Heritage Rules match, so that is going to happen next week. I cannot wait to see that. Nathan Fraser, probably my favorite guy in NXT UK right now. If you've not seen him, check him out. I've had the pleasure of calling some of his matches live here at Warrior Wrestling before he signed with WWE. So, check out NXT UK and check out Nathan Fraser. And then Trent Seven got a win over Saxton Huxley with a little bit of help from Sam Gradwell. Kind of unusual. Gradwell popping up on the big screen, causing the distraction, and Trent Seven getting the victory. And then Kenny Williams got a victory over Amir Jordan, and this was a loser leaves town match, so Amir Jordan is out of NXT UK. Now, doesn't mean he's out of WWE. He could pop up on Smackdown, on Raw, on NXT, who knows, but Amir Jordan out of NXT UK. And Smackdown this week was a throwback edition. Kind of interesting. I know people, when they announced this was going to be a throwback edition, people were wanting them to bring back the big fist on the stage from when SmackDown first started, which they kind of did. They did it CGI, like the graphics that they do for entrances and stuff like that. They just kind of laid the fist graphic over the regular Thunderdome set, which people, of course, weren't happy about, but whatever. Everybody's going to be pissed off about something. But, started off with a promo from Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman eulogizing Daniel Bryan's career, and Paul Heyman doing a mockery of a 10-bell for Daniel Bryan. And this is where we saw the return of Jimmy Uso. Roman Reigns saying, that this is the man who's going to replace Daniel Bryan on the SmackDown roster, and Jimmy Uso made his return. And then, of course, Cesaro interrupted the promo saying that, Jimmy Uso or nobody could replace Daniel Bryan. Cesaro was then attacked by Seth Rollins, and this was broken up by Teddy Long coming out to announce that if Cesaro could defeat Rollins, he would be the number one contender to Roman Reigns' Universal Championship and would get that match coming up at WrestleMania Backlash. And Cesaro, of course, did defeat Rollins. Rollins blamed it on Jimmy Uso, who was at ringside with Jey Uso. And then we saw Roman kind of scolding Jimmy Uso, and Jimmy Uso cut him off, said, "You know what, you're not going to talk to me the way that you have my brother, and I'm nobody's bitch," and walked out on Roman Reigns. So, Jimmy Uso pushing back on Roman a little bit. Carmella got a win over Ruby Riott. First time we've seen Carmella on TV in a little while. Bayley cut a really good promo in the ring on Bianca Belair about their match coming up at WrestleMania Backlash, and then proceeded to beat down Bianca, who came out and interrupted her. So I don't think Bayley's going to get the title back yet, but I think it's going to be a damn good match with Bayley and Bianca Belair. Dominic Mysterio actually got a win over Dolph Ziggler, and this, again, is building towards WrestleMania Backlash. Dominic and Rey Mysterio will get a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match against the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. So I think I know I've said this before, but I think we are going to see Rey and Dominic win those tag team titles. That was one of Rey Mysterio's big things when he re-signed with WWE. He wants to be tag team champions with his son. So we'll have to see how that goes down next week. Tamina got a win over Reginald by disqualification. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, got involved in the match and then put a beat down on both Tamina and Natalya. So, and this again leading to a championship match between those two teams. And then we had a 10-man tag team match, again set up by Teddy Long. Otis, Chad Gable, Baron Corbin, and Otis, Gable, Corbin, Cruz, and Sami Zayn. that's who the fifth member was on that team. Defeated the Street Profits, Big E, Kevin Owens, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And then we had another promo from Roman Reigns at the end of the show. It basically told Jimmy Uso either acknowledge me or go home. Just kind of saying, he expects him to fall in line just like Jey Uso. And looked like Jimmy was about to leave. Jey went after him, talking to him on the ramp. And while that was going on, Cesaro attacked Roman Reigns. And Jey Uso came in to help out. And Cesaro got the upper hand on him as well. And then you could see Jimmy Uso standing outside, kind of struggling with the decision. But eventually jumped in to help out his brother, and Cesaro actually ended up beating down all three of them and standing tall at the end of SmackDown. So they really are putting Cesaro in a good position against Roman Reigns. They're making him look really strong going into this title match next week. I don't know. I don't think they're going to put the title on Cesaro. I really don't, but they're making him look very, very good in this rivalry. Moving on to some AEW news from Elevation. Abaddon got a little bit of a surprising victory over Ryo Mizunami. Ryo been getting pushed pretty hard, put in a pretty prominent position in the AEW women's division. And for Abaddon to get a victory over her, I think is a pretty big deal. So in Abaddon, one of my favorites in the AEW women's division. So hopefully I'd really like to see her on Dynamite more. I'd like to see more women on Dynamite in general. So hopefully, we're moving in that direction. The Gun Club got a victory over Chaos Project, and Matt Hardy and the Blade defeated Colt Cabana and 5 of the Dark Order. On Dark, Layla Hirsch picked up another victory, this time over Diamante. Pretty high-profile victory for Layla Hirsch. She's another one I would really, really like to see on Dynamite more. So hopefully, like I said, we're moving in that direction with the women. Pac got a victory over Serpentico. Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page got a win over TNT, which is Terrence and Terrell Hughes, the sons of Devon Dudley. And Dante Martin making a great showing of himself as a singles competitor while his brother is out with an injury. He got a victory over Danny Limelight. And Lance Archer defeated Dr. Luther in the main event of AEW Dark. So moving on to Dynamite, Mox and Kingston picked up a win over Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa. Not a big surprise there. Nakazawa's the one who took the pin, who took the fall. Kenny Omega kind of walked out. But then after the match, the Bucks and the Good Brothers, both jumped in, and it was basically a 5-on-2 beatdown on Moxley and Kingston by the new Elite, which is Omega, the Good Brothers, and the Young Bucks, with their lackeys Brendan Cutler and Michael Nakazawa. So I'm thinking Mox and Kingston need some more backup. So I'm interested to see who that could possibly be. And then let's see, Cody Rhodes got the win over QT Marshall, but then after that match was over, Anthony Ogogo went on the attack against Cody, laid him out in the middle of the ring with that gut punch that he uses, and laid the British flag over the top of Cody. So looks like that's going to be the next rivalry possibly for Cody, is Anthony Ogogo. So I'm looking forward to that one. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky had another promo standing in, it looked like the concourse of the arena or something like that at Daly's place, and, talking about Sting and Darby Allin. Darby Allin came out and, went on the attack against both of them, but, it's a 2-on-1, so Darby didn't fare too well and ended up getting thrown down the stairs, which was kind of a scary spot, honestly. Darby Allin getting thrown down a flight of concrete stairs, but it was a cool visual. Hopefully Darby's okay. I mean, it looked like he took the fall pretty well. So, and of course this is leading up to next week now, because shortly after this we saw Miro with an interview with Tony Schiavone saying that he has a contract for a TNT Championship match next week against Darby Allin. So, Darby potentially injured, quote unquote, going up against Miro. So we may see Miro as the next TNT champion. Wouldn't surprise me. SCU picked up the victory in a 4-way tag team match against the Jurassic Express, the Varsity Blondes, and the Acclaim. So they are the official #1 contenders for the tag team championships, and they will get their title match next week versus the Young Bucks. Now remember, there is still that self-imposed stipulation for SCU that if they lose, they will split up as a tag team. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this one next week, but it's going to be a hell of a match between SCU and the Bucks. I know that much. And then, of course, the main event this week was the Blood and Guts match, which I already talked about. And then this coming week, for the next pay-per-view for AEW, this coming week on Dynamite, there will be a #1 contenders match, Pac taking on Orange Cassidy. And, this was announced by Tony Schiavone during an interview segment with Kenny Omega. We actually saw Orange Cassidy come out and had a little bit of a confrontation between Cassidy and Kenny Omega. Of course, Orange Cassidy didn't have a whole lot to say, but he never does. So it looks like that's the direction that they're going. But hey, who knows? They could be, they could pull a swerve and just say, we could see Pac be the one to challenge for the world title at the pay-per-view. Moving into some Impact news here, Taylor Wilde picked up another win over Susan with a little bit of help from Tenille Dashwood. This is just an odd situation here. Tenille has been trying to recruit Taylor Wilde as a tag team partner ever since Taylor came back. It's on an interview with Deonna Purrazzo, and she was interrupted by Rosemary and Havoc, both of them wanting a championship match. So we are going to have a match coming up this week on Impact, Havoc against Rosemary, and the winner will get a championship match against Deonna Purrazzo. And then we saw the last 3 qualifiers for the 6-man #1 contenders match at Under Siege. The last 3 men added to that match are Trey Miguel, Chris Sabin, and Moose. Let's see, Doc Gallows got a win over Juice Robinson, and then the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega put a beating on both members of Finn Juice as well as Eddie Edwards. Had the Impact debut of El Phantasmo, ELP, against VSK, who was also on Elevation this week for AEW. So VSK getting some pretty good TV exposure this week. He was on Elevation versus Orange Cassidy and put on a pretty good showing there, and put on a very good showing against ELP. So VSK had a pretty damn good week. And then we saw Rachel Ellering get a win over Kiera Hogan, and this is setting up a rematch for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships between Fire and Flava and Rachel Ellering and Jordan Grace. Moving on to some MLW news, they have announced that they will be doing a draft for their new season, which is going to be starting this coming week. Their new season, of course, is starting on July 10th with their event in Philadelphia. And this week we did see the rematch between Myron Reed and Leo Rush for the MLW Middleweight Championship, and Myron Reed picked up the win. He is the now 2-time MLW World Middleweight Champion and the first 2-time champion in the history of MLW. So congratulations to Myron Reed. And the leader of Azteca Underground, El Jefe as he has been called, has been revealed to be Dario Cueto from Lucha Underground. So, MLW is going full in on this Lucha Underground revival. Of course, they can't call it that, but that is definitely the direction that they're going. He says he's building a new temple. Apparently, Selena De La Renta has been sacrificed as part of that new temple. And, of course, Selena De La Renta no longer with MLW. Her contract is up. She did not resign, so this is their way of kind of writing her out of the show. But Dario Cueto is El Jefe of Azteca Underground. So, and he did announce as well he will be in Philadelphia on July the 10th for the start of the new season. So, MLW doing some pretty cool stuff. So if you're not keeping up with MLW, why the hell not? Check it out, okay? That's all I can say. Some Ring of Honor news. We have a new TV champion in Tony Deppen. He picked up a victory over Tracy Williams this week. And this coming week on Ring of Honor, we are finally going to see the match between Quinn McKay and Angelina Love. And I personally can't wait for that one. Now, I know Ring of Honor TV has already aired by the time I put this by the time I put the podcast out. But here in Chicago, I don't see it until Thursday. So, and I know I could probably go on Fight and watch it live or whatever it might be. But yeah, it doesn't actually air here in Chicago until Thursday. So that's when I get to see it. But yeah, Quinn McKay versus Angelina Love. I can't wait to see that match. They've been, slowly building up the rivalry between the two of them for a long time. So I can't wait to see this match. A little bit of New Japan news here. Jay White has defeated Tanahashi, and he is the new Never Openweight champion. The NWA, Adonis and Latimer are the number one contenders for the tag team championship, so they will get a tag team title match, I believe, coming up at the next NWA pay-per-view. And we also found out there's going to be a 14-man number one contender battle royal in 3 weeks to find out the next challenger for Nick Aldis's World Heavyweight Championship. So that should be interesting, because the one of the stipulations was no current champions can be in this battle royal. So that means the Pope is out, that means Adonis is out, that means Aaron Stevens and JR Kratos are out. So it should be interesting to see what 14 men are in this battle royal. Let's see, moving on. Under Siege coming up next Saturday, May 15th. I'm going to run down the card here real quick. The six-man number one contenders match: Chris Sabin, Chris Bay, Sami Callihan, Matt Cardona, Trey Miguel, and Moose, all going for a shot at the Impact World Championship currently held by Kenny Omega. I got to go with Trey Miguel. Trey's my guy, so I got to go with Trey Miguel. He's the one that I'm hoping for in this one. Omega and the Good Brothers will be taking on Eddie Edwards and Finn Juice. I gotta say Omega and the Good Brothers, they just have all the momentum between everything going on AEW Dynamite and everything going on Impact. Omega and the Good Brothers just have the momentum. Now, I'd like to see somewhere along the line, I'd like to see ELP get involved in something having to do with Omega and the Good Brothers, because ELP is a legit member of the Bullet Club currently in New Japan, and by all accounts, the actual Bullet Club is not real happy with Omega and the Good Brothers still, kind of saying that they're Bullet Club when they're really not. So I'd like to see something play off of that, since there is an actual Bullet Club member now in Impact. So we'll have to see. Then we've got Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering defending the Knockouts tag team titles against the former champions Fire and Flava. I got to pick Grace and Ellering in this one to retain. And then W. Morrissey, formerly known as Big Cass, taking on Willie Mack. Got to go with Morrissey in this one. They're pushing him as just a monster heel since he's debuted for Impact, and he's my pick for this match. And then Brian Myers taking on Black Taurus. I'm picking Black Taurus. That's my pick for this one. So that's the card so far. I don't know if there's going to be anything else added before Saturday rolls around, but that's what it is so far for Under Siege. So looking to be a pretty good show. And a little bit of miscellaneous stuff. Was reading that Mia Yim was actually supposed to debut on SmackDown. Mia Yim, of course, was Reckoning from Retribution until Retribution split up. And by all accounts, Mia Yim was supposed to debut on SmackDown this week. Obviously, that didn't happen. I guess due to timing constraints or something like that, they had to bump some stuff from the show. Another thing that apparently was bumped from the show, we were supposed to have another vignette for Aleister Black, but that was taken off due to timing issues. And Matt Hardy has been hinting on social media about a potential, possible, maybe Hardy Boys reunion. He put something out there saying, we started our careers together. Would you like to see us end them together? And that's kind of how people were viewing that, is that he's hinting at a Hardy Boys reunion. I think everybody would be in favor of that. I mean, Hardy Boys, one of the greatest tag teams of all time, and I think it would be good to see them go out the same way that they came in as a tag team. So I don't know what the likelihood of that is. I mean, by all accounts, Jeff Hardy just re-signed with WWE last year and signed like a 5-year contract. At least that's what the rumor was that was out there. So, I don't know what the likelihood of that happening is, but, hey, Matt put it out there, so maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? But I'm sure we'll find out one way or the other eventually. So that is going to wrap things up for news and rumors and results for the week. So right now, I am going to kick it over to Charlie G, and he is here with your Indie Cut.
Thank you, Tom, and hey to wrestling friends. I am Charlie G with another highly edited indie cut. Since it was a ton of Japanese wrestling, because it was their Golden Week. So let's begin with Friday, April 30th, and Battle Championship Wrestling from Victoria, Australia, for the BCW Battle Express title match. Champion Mitch Waterman defeated Royce Chambers. For their BCW heavyweight title, Slacks defeated champion Nick Fury to become new champion. For their BCW tag titles in a hardcore match, Cletus and Mad Dog defeated champions Jonathan Preston and Shane Preston to become new champions there as well. To Westside Extreme Wrestling, We Love Wrestling number 10, Slam in Denma. Okay, you can check that out probably on the network or their WXW Now on demand. Down to New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Show number 38 from California. TJP defeated the DKC. Fred Rosser and Red Narita defeated Alex Coughlin and Kevin Knight. Carl Fredericks defeated Clark Connors. To Saturday, May 1st, Diana Golden Week. Diana Pro Wrestling presents Today I Am the Main Character, Day 1. It's on YouTube, where Madeline won her singles match, tag match, but lost her 6-woman tag match. Kaliga Pro started their week off strong with Daisuke Sakamoto and the Bodyguard defeating Dylan James and Ruju Sai. That's on YouTube. Then to Active Advanced Pro Wrestling, Chiba Festival 2021, Day 1. They had 2 Advanced Cup matches, as long as some other matches as well. Down to New South Wales, Australia, for Newcastle Pro Wrestling, Hoos Party, Hoos Among the Gum Trees. Just love the name. Charlie Evans defeated Kai Drake. Back up to Insane Championship Wrestling, Fight Club 169 from Glasgow, Scotland. That is on the network, so if you'd like to see that. Here to the States, we have Total Psychopathic Wrestling, Colt 45 Memorial Show from Knoxville, Tennessee. In a home run derby match, Jeff Cannonball defeated Travis Dykes. In a Fans Bring the Weapons Death match, John Wayne Murdoch won that. Down to Southern Fried Championship Wrestling, Titans from Monroe, Georgia. Sal Renaro and Sunny Days defeated Eddie Hancho and Hunter James. For the Southern Friday Classic title, champion CT Keys defeated Bobby Moore by DQ. And for the Southern Friday Championship Heavyweight title, champion Griff Garrison defeated Austin Towers. Then to an Oklahoma exclusive from Wagner, Oklahoma. It was a freelance show. For the ASP Women's title, champion Danny B defeated Skylar Slice. Tommy Dean and Wesley Crane defeated Aaron Anders and John Cross. Fuego del Sol defeated Grant Bell. And for the WFC Heavyweight title, champion Alex Royal defeated JD. Down to Mission Pro Wrestling, Lock and Loaded from Buda, Texas. That was on the Title Match Network. Hope you're able to catch it. Rochelle Chanel defeated Layla Gray. Vipress defeated Masa Sandwich and Viva Van. In a Falls Count Anywhere match, Genocide defeated Holla Dead. Maddie Rankowski defeated Tesha Price. Rochelle Rose defeated Roxy. Alex Gracia defeated Marty Bell. And for the Mission Pro title, champion La Rosa Negra defeated Red Velvet. That had to be an awesome show. To Jersey City Wrestling opening day from Game Changer Wrestling in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This was on YouTube, so check that out. Billy Starks defeated Johnny Kai. Frontman Jay defeated JJ Garrett. Now remember this name, Frontman Jay. He was all over the place on Saturday. The one called Manders defeated Conan Lycan. Joey Janela defeated Slayer. An interesting match. And Ninja Mac defeated Dante Leon. Dante Leon also got around as well, so remember that name. Down to Hurricane Pro Wrestling from Beaumont, Texas. Casey Navarro defeated Lucas Riley. For the Hurricane Pro Women's title, Lady Frost defeated champion Heather Monroe to become the champion. And for the Hurricane Pro Heavyweight title, champion Ryan Davidson defeated Mike Bennett. That had to be an interesting match. Then to Game Changer Wrestling, Ashes to Ashes, back to Atlantic City, New Jersey, on Fight TV. Atticus Cogar defeated Tony Deppen. Cole Radrick defeated Braden Lee. KTB and Shane Mercer defeated Alley Cat and Effie. Lee Moriarty defeated Joey Janela. That was a really good match there. Mance Warner defeated Nolan Edward. Any bloody match there. AJ Gray won a 6-man scramble match, defeating Dante Leon, Frontman Jay, Ken Broadway, Ninja Mac, and Yoya. For the GCW World title, champion Nick Gage defeated Jordan Oliver in a really good match between these two. Jordan really impressed me there. And then in a glass ceiling match, there was a glass ceiling. G. Raver defeated Jimmy Lloyd in a brutal, bloody, gory mess of a match. Check that out if you wish. To East Coast Wrestling Association 25th annual Super 8 tournament from Morganville, New Jersey. That was on IWTV. For the ECWA Unified Heavyweight title, Mr. Ooh La La defeated champion Joey Ace to become the champion. For the vacant ECWA Territory title, Matt Vertical defeated Eric Martin and Steve Scott to become champion. And in the 25th annual Super 8 tournament final match, Killian McMurphy defeated a very good professional wrestler. I didn't see that card because I was watching the GCW show. Sorry. Also, the AEW Live show. So we get to AEW Alive number 8 from Phillip Park, Illinois. That was on Twitch TV. In an elimination three-way tag match, Ariz and Gringo Loco defeated Axel Rico and Rico De La Vega. Also, Dante Leon and Travis Titan. There you go, Dante Leon is in AEW there. Jake Something defeated Hakeem Zane. Frontman Jay defeated Ren Jones and Tommy Vendetta. And for the AEW Heavyweight title, champion Mance Warner defeated ACH. Really cool show. Great match between Mance and ACH. There was a Coastal Championship Wrestling Bash at the Brew show number 4 from Hialeah, Florida. Nothing of real importance there. And then, to my surprise, AAA was back in action with the Raid the Rays show. It was not really shown on regular TV. It wasn't shown on Twitch. I did find it on Twitch. Thank you to whoever broadcast it. But you could find it on the Space Network. So it's actually still just in Mexico, which really sucks because this was an awesome show. So we started off with the AAA World Cruiserweight title number 1 contendership 5-way match, where Latigo defeated Aramis, Ariz, Toxin, and Dinastia. For the AAA Latin American title, which was vacated by Daga, Taurus defeated Octagon Jr. and Viano III Jr. to become new champion. And then for the Reina's title 6-way elimination match, which was vacated by Taya, Fabi Apache defeated Chica Tormenta, Flammer, Lady Maravilla, Lady Shani, Sexy Star to become new champion. After the match, Deanna Peraza, who was on commentary for some reason, challenged Fabi for the title at Triple Mania. So it sounds like title for title. So the Impact Women's title versus the Reina's title will be at Triple Mania. And then, of course, when she did that, she just put the arm lock on Fabi, so she got her kicks in. Then the Rays 2021 match, Laredo Kid defeated Drago Abismo Negro Jr., Aerostar, and El Hijo del Vikingo, Tejano Jr., and Murder Clown, and Mr. C's Jr. Yeah, there's a lot of people in this match, and Laredo Kid won. Awesome match. I thought the show was over there because that's when he was presented the sword. But there was a tag team no DQ match where Chessman and Sam Adonis, of all people, took on Pagano and Psycho Clown. This went to a no contest because Sam Adonis got some friends, Diamante Azul, and I'm gonna draw the blank. I gotta go to my notes. Notes. Sam Adonis took on Diamante Azul, and Puma King drove up to beat down all three men, including Sam Adonis' tag partner. Then Andrade came on screen to challenge Kenny Omega at Triple Mania for his title, for the Triple A title that he so proudly holds. So Sam Adonis, Diamante Azul, and Puma King are all part of a group called El Empresa, who is Andrade's team. So this is interesting to me. This is see Sam Adonis team with Andrade and a couple other AAA guys. Not even AAA, he's from CMLL, which is even weirder. I didn't get into the story very much, but this had to cause a lot of turbulence, I must say, in Mexico. But AAA is back, kind of doing live shows. If you can find it, find it. If you can't, man, it's just great to see them back in action and some interesting storylines going further. We go now to Sunday, May 2nd. Wrestling Pro Diana, Golden Week, day number 2. Also on YouTube. Noah, the Ovation, day 1, where Masato Tanaka defeated Kaito Kiyomiya. DDT joined the fun with their Buihai Koshin 2021 spring show. So pretty much every Japan promotion did a show during this week. So that's why it's highly edited. There was a couple of spring tag tournaments, which led to a Koshin Spring Tag Tournament Final 8-man tag team current blast deathmatch. So the losers of those first 2 tag matches were Onita, Sanshiro Takagi, Yukio Naya, and Yomihito Umanari, and they defeated Mao, Shuma Katsumata, Super Sanstango Machine, and Setsuro Karuda in their deathmatch. Of course they did. Then Yuna Manazi defeated Mecha Pandita, and Chris Brooks defeated Shota. It had to be a fun show. I haven't seen it yet, and I'm not really sure if it's out there for me to see. Gotta Move Chaka Pro 111 took place on YouTube. Active Advance Cup Day 2 took place with only 1 Advanced Cup match. Stardom Golden Week Fight Tour Day 1 took place. So Sai Kamatani defeated Hina and Lady C. Tami Hayashita defeated Rina. Himeka Maika and Natsupoi defeated Mina Shirakawa, Tam Nakano, and Unagi Sayaka. Hanan, Mayu Iwatani, and Starlight Kid defeated Konami, Natsuka Toro, and Ruaka. And in the main event for the Goddesses of Stardom title, champion Julia and Siri defeated Azumi and Momo Watanabe. Awesome show, great final match there. Check that out if you can. You know where to find it on DJ Stream. Back here in the States for Unified Wrestling Oklahoma from Bethany, Oklahoma. For the KWA Women's title, champion Stormy Renee defeated Morgan Leva. For the EPW Internet Television title, champion Father Page defeated Derek James. And for the AIWF National Heavyweight title, Drake Gallows defeated champion Blade and Garcia to become new champion. Up to International Big Time Wrestling, the Bug Memorial Show from Trenton, Michigan. The Bug Memorial Battle Royal winner was Royce Carney III. For the vacant IBW tag titles, Little Fred and Snot defeated Kenny Urban and Sam Beal. And for the IBW heavyweight title, champion Xavier Walker defeated Congo Kong. Man, at this rate, Congo Kong is going to be on a losing streak when he hits the Warrior. And I don't want to be his opponent. Or even really talk to Congo. He's probably going to be really mad. Then International Wrestling Revolution Group held their Rey del Ring show. So they had a Rey del Ring title cybernetical qualifying match where Diamante Azul won that. Don't know how. Of course, I don't really get these shows that much. But I'd like to see if Puma King and Sam Adonis helped him win that. Why not? And then to another freelance show from Mexico in Guadalajara, where Joe Leader defeated Crazy King and Willie Banderas. And for the Jalisco lightweight title, I'm going to butcher these names, so I apologize. Dengue Osino defeated champion El Enavado to become new champion. There was a woman wrestling stars from also from Mexico for Martina's women's title. Champion Chica Tormenta defeated Sky. And for the WWS title, champion Lilith Dark defeated Dulce Luna. Then DTU was back in action with a Celebrando show from Hidalgo, Mexico. For the DTU Ultra Impacto number one contendership match, Fight Panther Jr. won that. I'm just going to go with those. Dinastia and La Parquita defeated Derek's and Mini Psycho Clown. And Aero Panther, Crazy Boy, and Nino Hamburguesa defeated Blaze, Camouflage, and Pernico. So Nino actually working with DTU. So that's interesting to see there. On to Monday, May 3rd. Wave Kinsatsu Volume 21 took place. For the Wave Tag Titles, champions Suki Oki and Rin Kanakura defeated Kanatsu and Sei. And for the Iron Man 8-man tag team match, Nozeki, Sakura Haruta, Yuki Miyazaki, and Yumi Oka defeated Kari Oniyama, Miyamoto, Miyoko Takase, and Yu in 30 minutes. So that would be an interesting match there. Tokiyoshi Pro, that's JPW number 7. This is an all-English match. So Rika Tatsumi and Suzumi defeated Miyu Yamashita and Moko Miyamoto. No the Ovation Day 2. Kaito Kiyomiya defeated Yukito Hideka. And Masato Tanaka defeated Yoshiki Unamura. New Japan Wrestling Dantoko Day 1. Finally, they made it to Dantoku. And a ladder match for the Silver Glove. Taichi defeated Tamatanga. And for the Never Openweight title, Jay White defeated champion Hiroshi Tanahashi to become new champion. And a very awesome match there. Ice Ribbon, New Ice Ribbon 11-14 from the Yokohama Ribbon. Day 1 took place. Where their Triangle Ribbon title, Tekla defeated Ibuki Hoshi and champion Matsuya Uno to become new champion. Gadamu Chaka Pro 112 took place on YouTube. Pro Wrestling Diana, Golden Week Day 3 took place also on YouTube. Big Japan Wrestling was in action with Death Rules 25. Daisuke Sakamoto defeated Usami Kodaka. All Japan Pro Wrestling Champion Carnival 21 Day 10 took place with 5 Champion Carnival matches, including Jake Lee getting his 12th point, defeating Kento Miyahara with his 10th point. The Strong Hearts won action of Shima, El Lindemann, and T-Hawk, defeating Atsuki Aogi, Rising Hayata and Koji Iwamoto. Active Advance Cup Day 3 took place with 2 Advance Cup matches, and then a 4-way match, all of Ricky Fuji. So a bunch of the performers dressed up like Ricky Fuji. So Ricky Fuji won, but Rina Singaki won the match there. Kaliga Pro on YouTube. Back here in the States for H2O Wrestling, Hardcore Hustle Organization, the last act at the circus from Williamstown, New Jersey. For H2O Heavyweight title, champion Chuck Payne defeated Marcus Mathers, and Nolan Edward defeated Ryan Redfield. To Tuesday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. 01 20th Anniversary Series, Truth Century Creation. Shima and Daisuke Sakamoto defeated Hayata Tamura and Masato Tanaka. That'd be a really good match there. Then Tokyoshi Pro, Yes Wonderland 2021. We are still in the middle of our dreams. This was a pay-per-view show, and a good show it was. Haruno Noneko and Pam Harajuku defeated Mihiro Kiru and Moko Miyamoto. Nodeka Tenma and Yuki Aino with Hyper Michelle defeated Mariko Kobashi, Naoka Kuda, and Raku. Arushu Endo and Maki Ito defeated Miyu Watanabe and Yuki Arai. For the Princess of Princess title number 1 contendership match, Yuka Sakazaki defeated Mizuki and Soka Nakajima. That was an awesome match between those 3. For the International Princess title, Hikari Noa defeated Yuki Kamafuku to become the champion. Really good match there, and I'm happy for Hikari that she won. For the Princess Tag titles, champions Mage St. Michelle and Saki-sama defeated Miyumi and Suzumi, and that was actually a really solid match between those 4. And for the Princess of Princess title, Miyu Yamashita defeated champion Rika Satsumi to become new champion there as well. Awesome show. That was an awesome match between those 2. And finally, Tokyoshi Pro put on like a great show. Not a lot of comedy, mostly all wrestling. Nice to see with them. They can do it. They can pull it off. Not Stardom like, but they can pull it off. Speaking of Stardom, Golden Week Fight Tour Day 2 took place, and where Unagi Sayaka defeated Hina and Lady C. Siri defeated Hanan. Mina Shirakawa and Tam Nakano defeated Konami and Rina. Mayu Iwatani and Starlight Kid defeated Natsuka Tora and Ruaka. Weird to see Mayu and Starlight keep winning, so hopefully that means they will win later on. They can win Gokiken Death back. Then in the main event, it was an 8-woman tag with Julia, Himeka, Maika, and Natsupoi defeating Azumi, Momo Watanabe, Sayaka Matani, and Utami Hayashita. Once again, great show. Awesome match between those 8 women right there. To New Japan Pro Wrestling, Dantuku Day 2. For the IWGP Heavyweight title, champion Will Ospreay defeated Shingo Takagi in a awesome 45-minute match. Go check that out if you can. To Michinoku Pro Wrestling, Golden Week Tour Day 1. So they got in the act. Were the Michinoku Pro tag titles and UWA World tag titles were on the line. So Jinsei Senzaki and the Great Sasuke defeated champions Yepperman 1 and Yepperman 2 to become new champions. So they're Michinoku Pro Wrestling champions there. Ice Room and Peace Party Yokohama Party Pro Wrestling Festival show took place, where World Underground Wrestling Women's title champion Tekla defeated Madeline, and for the IW19 title match, champion Tsukushi Haruka defeated Usiki Oki. I probably destroyed those names there, sorry about that. Dragon Gate of Passion Day 15 show took place. DDT Max Bump 2021. Kikataro, who lost his luggage and all this other fun stuff because it's Kikataro, defeated Antonio Honda and Datsuko Dino for the DDT Extreme title and the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metal title match. DDT champion Chris Brooks defeated Heavy Metal champion Saki Aki to become new Iron Man champion. And for the DDT Universal title, Yuki Uno defeated Soma Takao. A interesting show and fun match there. Big Japan Pro Wrestling Day 3, I believe, took place where Fuminara Abe and Tokyo Nomura, who are the tag title champions, defeated Singahiro Irie and Yuji Okabayashi. Actress Girls Yokohama Pro Wrestling Festival, they had a show. So for the AWG title, champion Saki defeated Misa Matsuya. Yeah, sorry about that. Active Advanced Wrestling Day 4 took place with more Advanced Cup matches. Gotta Move Chaka Pro 113 show took place on YouTube. Liga Pro on YouTube. Back here in the States for New South Pro Wrestling, Action Class number 34. Hunter Drake, Tyler Franks, and Cabana Man Dan defeated Brett Eisen, I Am Sam, and Rolando Perez. Absolute Intense Wrestling, Go for Broke number 5 from Cleveland, Ohio, IWTV. Let's go to this. The Philly Marino Experience defeated the Bitcoin Boys. The Bitcoin Boys. On to Wednesday, May 5th, Tokyo Shi Pro Spring Tour Day 7. Rika Tatsumi defeated Hiromu Neko. Miyumi and Suzumi defeated Miyu Watanabe and Moka Miyamoto. Nadoka Tenma and Yuki Aino with Yuki Kamafuku defeated Ryushu Endo, Hyper Sao, and Soka Nakajima. Kari Noah and Pam Harajuku defeated Mihiru Kiru and Nao Kakuta. And Mizuki, Yuka Sakazaki, and Rika Kobashi defeated Maki Ito, Miyu Yamashita, and Raku. So of course Raku got the pin there. Excuse me. Stardom Golden Week Fight Tour Day 3. Zumi and Momo Watanabe defeated Himeka and Lady C. Siri defeated Hina. Julia defeated Ruaka. Maika defeated Hanan. Natsupoi showed off and defeated Mina Surakawa. For the Goddess of Stardom title number 1 contendership match, Mayu Iwatani and Starlight Kid beat the other tag teams. Quick, fun show. Check that out if you can. Michinoku Pro Wrestling Go to Week Day 2 show took place. Ice Ribbon 11:15 Day 2. Yokohama Ribbon Day 2 show took place. Sorry about that. Where the Suzy Suzuki Hardcore Determination 7-match series 4th match took place, and Drew Kansai defeated Suzy Suzuki. Glee even got in action with the fan meeting in Sapporo. So Shima and Kaz Hayashi defeated Drew Parker and Kota Sakafuda. Masato Tanaka defeated Issei Anatsuka. And El Lindemann with T-Hawk defeated Soma Watanabe and Takanero Ito. So even they got in action. Of course, Freedom Yokohama Pro Wrestling Festival. Their first day took place, where the UWA World Junior Heavyweight Title match took place. Tatsuhito Takawa defeated champion Komu to become the champion. Dragon Gate Dead or Alive 2021 show took place. Don Fuji and Ultimo Dragon won their tag match. Opened the Twin Gate title. Kaito Ishida and Kazuma Sakamoto defeated champions Masaki Motozuki and Takashi Yoshida to become new champions. Opened the Triangle Gate title. Dragon Dia, Jason Lee, and La Australia defeated champions Genki Hiraguchi, KZY, and Susumu Yokosuka to become new champions. For to open the Dreamgate title, champion Shun Skywalker TKO'd Hip Hop Kakuta, whatever there. In a steel cage survival tag team match, Kai and Yamada defeated Dragon Kid and SB Kento. So I guess then it was a hair versus mask match, and Dragon Kid defeated SB Kento, saving his mask and SB losing his hair, I do believe. Gadamu Chaka Pro 114 on YouTube took place. Big Japan Pro Wrestling Day 3 for the Big Japan Strong World Heavyweight Title, champion Yosufumi Nakanoi defeated Daisuke Sakamoto. Active Advance Day 5 show took place. It's an Advanced Cup final match of Takuro Nico defeating Naka Shuma. And for the Openweight 2 AEW Openweight title, champion Takashi Takazawa defeated Kaji Tamada. Kaliga Pro on YouTube, of course. Limitless The Road, Season 3, Episode 11 on IWTV. Ava Everett defeated Trayvon Jordan. On to Thursday, May 6th, Tokyo Osha Pro. That's JPW number 8. And an interesting show where Arusho or the Alice in Hyperland best 2 out of 3 falls matches took place between Hyper Misao and Arusho Endo. First fall was Don't Touch the Ropes, so Hyper Misao won that. Don't Speak English, and Endo won that one. And in a one count fall match, Hyper Misao won that. There was a Big Japan Day 4 match show, Kaliga Pro YouTube, Ohio Valley Wrestling TV 1134. For the OVW Women's Title, number 1 contention match, Ari Alexander defeated Danny Moe and Dream Girl Ellie. For the OVW Heavyweight Title, Cash Flow defeated champion Omar Amir to become the champion. And for the OVW National Heavyweight Title, champion Jesse Goddard defeated AJZ. To IWA Mid-South, This Means War 2021, Ricky Shane Page defeated Kevin Giza. In a last man standing match, Daniel Luck defeated Congo Kong. Congo just keeps on losing. And for the IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Title, Old School IWA Rules match, champion Tyler Matrix defeated Jake Chris. There was another International Wrestling Revolution Group show in Mexico, where the juniors title was on the line, and El Hijo del Espectro Jr. defeated Fersario Jr. to become new champion. To Friday, May 7th, Big Japan Pro Wrestling Day 5 took place. Kaliga Pro on YouTube took place. New Japan Strong, number 39, Collision 2021 from California, where Chris Dickinson teamed with John Moxley to defeat Brandon Rita and Yuji Nagata. And at the end of the match, Yuji Nagata put John Moxley in his submission hold to set up their upcoming AEW match. So that's interesting to see there. To Limitless Wrestling, the games we play from Maine. Ashley Vox and Delmi Exo defeated BRG and Channing Thomas. Alec Price defeated Ken Broadway. Ava Everett and Charles Mason defeated Becca and Vine. Lee Moriarty defeated Travis Huckabee. And for the Limitless Wrestling World Title match, champion Daniel Garcia defeated JD Drake. I'm missing a show here. For Blitzkrieg Pro, Scratch the Surface from Enfield, Connecticut, somewhere on Twitch TV. Mark Sterling defeated Timmy Lou Redden. For the Bedlam title 4 Doors Elimination match, champion Bobby Orlando defeated Larry, Nick Stapp, and Slade. And for the Creative Pro title, champion VSK defeated Brian Myers and Max Caster. Very interesting to hear there. To AAW Take No Prisoners from Marina Park, Illinois, on Fight TV. So this was their pay-per-view show. Jake Something defeated Alex Rico and Rico De La Vega. Hakeem Zayn defeated Dante Leon. Alistair K defeated Sky Blue. ACH defeated Davey Vega. For the AAW Heritage title, champion Myron Reed defeated Matt Fitchett. Shaft defeated Damian Chambers and Jason Page. The One Call Manners and Matthew Justice defeated Dion Russman and Hosa. It was an interesting match where they fought in the crowd half the time, so you didn't see half of this match. So I don't know how well that was for the people on Fight. So if you put the lights on, or don't fight in the crowd so much there, guys. Sorry, gotta say that. You couldn't see half the stuff that was going on. For the AAW Tag Title match, the champions Ace Austin and Madman Fulton defeated Gringo Loco and Trey Miguel, who had replaced Ariz, since I'm sure he was probably still in Mexico, or couldn't qualify to come back and fight so quickly. And for the AAW Heavyweight title, champion Mance Warner defeated Fred Yehai in a very brutal, hard-hitting match where Fred was trying to bust him open with bottles and chairs and you name it, but Mance held out for the win. There was a Super Kicked Unlisted 28 show from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and that's on YouTube. Going back to Thursday, there was a Beyond show. I don't know why I could not find the rest of the card, but Wheeler Yuta defeated Lee Moriarty to become the new IWTV champion. So Wheeler Yuta is the new champion, and Lee will not have the title belt when he comes here to Warrior Wrestling, at least for now, I should say. On to Saturday, May 8th, DDT Audience Tour 2021 on Hamamatsu. An interesting show there. Ice Ribbon 11/16 show took place. Collegiate Pro Rising Knights on YouTube. And then down to Melbourne City Wrestling New Horizons 2021 from Victoria, Australia. Slux defeated Royce Chambers for the MCW tag titles in a Tornado Rules match. Stevie Phillip and Tom Phillip defeated champions Mitch Waterman and Nick Berry to become the champions. For the MCW Inter-Commonwealth title versus Contract Street Fight, champion Lochi Hendricks defeated Richie Taylor. And for the MCW World Heavyweight title, champion Adam Brooks defeated Robbie Eagles. And finally, for the Southern Hemisphere Wrestling Alliance, Powerrr from Cannington, Western Australia. Jules Kanan and Ryan Rivers defeated champions Felix Young and Jaron Slate to become new tag champions. That's it for me. Till next time with more indie matches and other news from around the wrestling world. Don't forget to look up those Twitch streams and YouTube channels for other wrestling content. Thank you for watching or listening. Hope you enjoyed another long cut. Keep safe, take care, and be kind, everyone.
All right, thank you, Charlie. So let's keep things rolling right along here with our next segment of the show, which is the Fantasy Booker. All right, so with the news that Daniel Bryan's contract is legitimately up with WWE, now there's always a possibility he can still re-sign with WWE. I'm not saying that he won't, but while he is not under contract, it does make for some interesting possibilities. You know, I mentioned earlier, of course, people are clamoring for him to go to AEW. I could also see New Japan, even though I'm not sure New Japan would be the best place for him, just given, his history with concussions and everything, and the very stiff, hard-hitting style of New Japan. I'm not thinking that would be the best place for Daniel Bryan to go. Plus, Bryan's been he's been talking about wanting to spend more time with his family and things like that, and I'm not thinking spending 6 months in Japan would be conducive to that. So I'm not thinking New Japan is the place he's going to end up. But one thing I would really like to see, and this is why I'm talking about this in the Fantasy Booker, I want to see Bryan Danielson versus Jonathan Gresham in a pure championship match. Bryan Danielson was the last ROH pure champion. He is the one who unified the pure and world championships, and Jonathan Gresham is the man who brought back the pure championship. So it's a no-brainer to put these two in the ring together, and my God, the match that these two would put on would be mind-blowing. And I would if this match actually were to take place, I would probably, for me, just declare it match of the year automatically. Because you're talking about arguably the two best technical wrestlers in the world today. So, that's a match that I desperately would want to see, is Bryan Danielson versus Jonathan Gresham for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. So, if, any Ring of Honor people are listening to this, make it happen, please. So, that is the Fantasy Booker for this week. Bryan Danielson, Jonathan Gresham for the ROH Pure Championship. So, let's get into our last segment of the show here, which is where I talk about kind of an unpopular opinion, and this will be no different. I am talking about the Weekly Hot Take. Alright, so we all know by now Eva Marie is coming back to WWE, specifically to Monday Night Raw, and God, people are just being complete assholes about it. Let's be real. I get it. The timing is kind of messed up. They just released some very talented women from their women's division in the Iconics and Mickie James, and now they're bringing in Eva Marie, somebody who arguably could be the worst women's wrestler that they've ever had in WWE through no fault of her own. I mean, let's be honest. When she first came in, she was thrown to the wolves. She was brand new, did not have the proper training. She was supposed to be in the Performance Center, but she was thrown right onto the TV show Total Divas, which meant she was thrown right into the main roster and put in matches that she should have never been in at that particular point in her career. But, I mean, come on. Who would turn down an opportunity like that? Nobody can sit here and tell me, I wouldn't have taken it. Bullshit. We're talking about the WWE. We're talking about a lot of money. We're talking about a lot of exposure. And, you'd be crazy to turn it down. You'd have to at least give it a shot. And she did. And then she was taken off TV for a while. She went through some training with Brian Kendrick. She came back. She was better in the ring. Was she still, a ring general? Absolutely not. But, you could tell she had been putting in the work. So hopefully in the few years that she's been gone, she's put in even more work. I said before, she's in phenomenal shape physically. I mean, go look at her social media and some of the posts that she puts up with her workouts and her diet and stuff like that. As far as just physical appearance and conditioning and stuff like that, she's in amazing shape. So hopefully she's been training her in-ring skills as hard as she has been training, physically, her muscles and stuff like that. If that's the case, if she has been putting in that kind of work, then I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm willing to give her a chance. I'm not going to automatically just crap all over the woman because her first run in WWE wasn't the greatest. It's been 5 years. Give the woman a chance. You don't know what she's done since she's been gone. So, like I said, I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with her. So, sit back and watch. Stop jumping to conclusions. Stop wanting instant gratification. I think that's the biggest problem with most wrestling fans. They think they know everything and they want instant payoffs on everything. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And if you don't enjoy the show, change the channel. It's not a hard concept. So that's going to wrap things up for the show this week. Coming up next week, I will have the results from Impact Under Siege, and I will have my preview and predictions for WrestleMania Backlash. So until then, I hope everybody has an awesome week. Once again, happy birthday to my cousin Vince, as well as to my son Matthew, who is 19 years old today. My God. I hope everyone has had a great week. I hope you have a great upcoming week. Enjoy all the great wrestling that's coming up, and I will talk to you guys soon.